The ministry of Jesus is often defined by how he handles the fragile. In Isaiah 42:3, a bruised reed he will not break, and a smoldering wick he will not snuff out. In faithfulness he will bring forth justice. We see a God who does not discard the damaged. A bruised reed is a plant that has lost its uprightness. Smoking flax is a lamp wick that has lost its flame and only produces smoke. Most would discard, but God restores them. When Jesus walked by the Sea of Galilee, he didn't go to the theological schools of Jerusalem to find the rock. He went to the docks. Simon was easily swayed. He was impulsive, loud, and driven by raw emotion. Leaving his nets was a massive risk, yet it was only the beginning of a long qualifying process. God didn't call Peter because he was perfect. He called him because he was available. In Matthew 16, we see the bruised reed trying to support the great high priest. Peter's attempt to correct Jesus reveals a common human error, trying to use human logic to manage divine destiny. When Jesus said, "Get behind me, Satan," he was identifying that Peter's human viewpoint was an obstacle to the cross. Being called doesn't mean your opinions are always right. We must learn to disown our own life and our own logic to truly follow him. Peter's question in Matthew 19:27, "What reward will there be for us?" exposes the smoking flax. His fire for God was mixed with the smoke of self-interest. Instead of rebuking Peter's greed, Jesus redirected his focus to the eternal scale. He promised 100-fold return, showing that while God wants our hearts, he is not a debtor to any man. Peter's zeal was often fueled by his own strength. This is why when the pressure became too great at the crucifixion, the reed snapped, and he denied Jesus 3 times. After the resurrection, Peter didn't think he was worthy anymore. He went back to fishing. He felt like a quenched wick, just smoke and no fire. But God's protocol is different. He doesn't call the qualified, he qualifies the called. Jesus met him on the shore, restored him, and told him, "Feed my sheep." The transformation of Peter from a swaying reed into the unshakable rock of the early church is proof that your current state is not your final station. If you have fallen into sin or ungodliness, remember that Peter's setbacks did not cancel his setup. God uses our bruised seasons to teach us that the power belongs to him, not us. If we could qualify ourselves, we would boast. Because he qualifies us, we can only worship. Grace is the bridge that carries a man from who he is, a reed to who God called him to be, a rock. Follow, like, and share for more kingdom content. Stay blessed. Shalom.